It's what we're talking about because available statistics are indicating something else.
Yeah, we will share a lot more with you, but right now let's dig into the newspapers. And I'm starting off with the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page of the Graphic, help fight corruption. Galamsey, President tells bench and bar initiative to resolve Dagmon dispute launched. Winners Chapel holds homecoming. That's on page 60 in the paper. And free SHS takes off with excitement, challenges, but minority says it's unsustainable. Yesterday I went to a brief, but very unfortunate. I think technology couldn't allow me to do my live broadcast from there, but very beautiful atmosphere. I think what I couldn't share with you, Roland, on record was the fact that there were parents of children who had not selected every girls, but they were still hopeful that they could do something, you know, so people still go. And then the headmistress, very nice woman, Mrs. Alice Prempe Fojo. She has the big task of sitting people down and telling them that there's no space, you know, we can't take you in. And you can imagine she has to keep doing that because like lots of people waiting to see her and try and see if they can gain admission.
I think it's something that she's used to because every girls is one of the top schools in Ghana, and everybody would want their children to go.
Yeah.
But the other secondary schools across Ghana, they even need more people to fill the places.
It's true. Yeah. It's true. It's true. You have a point. Let's get into some of the details of some of the stories. I think with free SHS, we kind of know the issues already, right? So let's go to page 16 in the Daily Graphic newspaper. President telling the bench and the bar to fight corruption in Galamsey. Story by Emmanuel Edu Jamira and Bia Mukusa Ali in Sunyai. Story says President Akufo-Addo has called for the formation of a grand alliance among the executive, the bench and the bar to fight the scourge of illegal mining and corruption in the supreme interest of the country. A quote from his statement: "We all know that if we do not get a hand on corruption, we will not be able to develop our nation. If we do not win the fight against environmental hazards, especially the battle against the Galamsey phenomenon, we will have no nation to speak of." So details of that. Addressing the opening session of the annual General Conference of the Ghana Bar Association in Sunyai. Details of what the president said in the paper this morning. Initiative to resolve the Dagmon dispute launched. That story on page 37. I think we're getting a series of these reports coming out, and I'm very hopeful that maybe once and for all we can put an end to this. So here we go on page 37. The Dagmon Peace and Progress Now initiative to rekindle efforts towards ensuring lasting peace and progress in the Dagmon traditional area has been launched with a call on all stakeholders to help resolve the 15-year-old Dagmon chieftaincy disputes. The Northern Regional Minister, Mr. Salifu Said, and the Minister of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Mr. Kofi Jamasi, jointly launched the initiative at a deba held at the Ghibli Park in Tamale yesterday. The rest of the story you can read for yourself, but let's quickly go to the back page of the Daily Graphic and let's see what's here. World Vision supports Zongo East with water, sanitation equipment, and ECG completes improvement works in Accra West. Okay, so story says the Accra West region of the Electricity Company of Ghana has carried out major works in 7 districts within the first half of this year to improve power supply in its catchment areas. If you're interested in any of the headlines you've heard, I guess you've got to grab the Daily Graphic newspaper. Roland?
All right, so we do the Kenyan Times. On the front page, we have free SHS takes off smoothly as President launches policy today. It's going to take place on the campus of the West African Senior High School, WAS.
That's his old school.
Who's old school?
The President's.
Oh. Sir. Winners Chapel offers scholarship. Winners Chapel offers a grand. Winners Chapel offers scholarships at Grand Homecoming.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that he went to all his school there.
Ah, okay. Minority takes on government over piecemeal free SHS. You have a picture there of the minority leader, Harry Idris, and demolition of Old Parliament House illegal according to the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. There's nothing they can do about it. Has it been demolished already?
That's what I hear. Yesterday I passed in front of the building. I couldn't quite see. You know, it's not visibly one that you can easily see because it's inside the structure.
With some.
But the frontage is still there. I think the frontage is history, really.
Yeah.
Not the bent one, which is inside. Unless I am missing something. Maybe I'm missing something. Yeah.
All right. So those are the stories we have on the back page, though. Demolition of Old Parliament House story full there. But down there we have deal with Fulani farmers conflict to secure planting for food and jobs program. And that story is on back page. It says the General Assembly of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana has called on government to address conflict between Fulani headsmen and farmers across the country to ensure the security of the planting for food and jobs program. And it's a serious concern for many farmer groups and farming communities in the Ashanti region, parts of the Volta region, Eastern region. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, Bonafa region. All right, so those are the stories we have. We have the Daily Guide too. The Daily Guide has on the front page, free SHS dazes NDC. Confuses them.
Oh, they say it's unsustainable.
Makes them hallucinate. Just Charlie, don't mind. Miss Bell apparently praises. I was watching social media yesterday. She was somewhere.
So he took his son to Achimota school. Yeah. Son got gain admission at Achimota.
Yeah, you know that thing we do.
And she said she went to withdraw money because even though she had heard of free SHS, she still wasn't quite sure because of all the commentary on radio and TV. So she went to withdraw money from the bank.
She did.
Just in case.
All right.
And then she went and she was pleasantly surprised. So that's why there was that post from her, because she didn't have to pay anything.
But good testimony for the free SHS policy. Other stories we have on the front page. Support special prosecutor. President tells lawyers. And Winners Chapel stages homecoming.
Okay.
I still love my wife. If Josh was hobby.
I love my wife. Really? You still do?
On the video you said matrinormal.
You decided to take live, okay, no, not live. We still don't know who leaked the videos, but just taking videos.
That's not love, man.
Of your naked wife, irrespective of the fact that you've caught her with another man. That's in quotes. You still love her, really? As for love, you'll be somewhere. The things we call love. All right, if you're done with the guide, center spread.
Yeah, how to do center spread. And center spread, Miss Bell praises Nanado's free SHS. That's a story there. And then we have another one. Who is Soraya?
Oh, okay. So,
my husband
wasn't a mistake. Why is there a problem with that? So she's an actress. I'm not sure.
Oh, she acts movies in Ghana.
Yes, but abroad. I'm not sure she's been in Ghana. I'm not sure she's been in any movie for a while now because she got married. But she's been on the show before. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So you know House of Miracles. You know the Amwatons. You do, Roland. Okay. She was in the church, and you know they have this annual conference that they do where they get a lot of celebs coming from all over Africa to be part of.
And she was part of the celebrity program.
So she was almost like a coordinator.
Wow.
So that's why I linked her to the show, because she's been here to talk about it with some of the celebrities. But she got married and then I think she relocated, something like that. But I don't know why she says my marriage wasn't a mistake.
No, she's beautiful though.
She is. She's pretty.
All right. So those are the stories we have.
Okay, let's do the Finder newspaper. Front page of the Finder. It's joy all over as free SHS finally takes off. That's the banner headline here. Also, corruption and galamsey remain key national challenges, according to our president. And on free SHS, minority says apologize for snubbing continuing students. Government to meet 6 companies over ECG concession next month. a bit of that story in the Finder. What's that? Okay, on page 11 in the Finder. Story says the Millennium Development Authority MIDA will next month hold a second bidders conference for shortlisted applicants of the private sector participation concession in the Electricity Company of Ghana. This follows the release of 3 final components of the request for proposal documents, i.e. rate setting guidelines, sale license, and the distribution license to them. So if you put in a bid, I'm sure this is quite long, but you might want to take time and read the details of this. Let's see if you're part of the 6 that will be called upon next month. We'll hear all the details when the 6 are mentioned. Roland? That's it for the Finder.
We do the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Has on the front page, JDM's Unity Walk in Tamale. Other aspirants can also organize such walks. Yo, we're here. And the 10 most expensive African players in history. You have a picture there of Michael Essien. Didier Drogba has got to be in there.
Most expensive players?
Yes, over time.
Oh,
not
okay.
currently, as in over time. So first is the one going to Liverpool, has gone to Liverpool plus add-ons, 51 million euros. We've had Mohamed Salah from Egypt, Sadio Mane, Eric Bailey, Michael Essien, Didier Drogba, Wilfred Bony, Yaya Toure, and then we have
is Eto'o somewhere?
Islam Slimani, Mehdi Benatia.
Or Eto'o is Karens?
No, you know, usually those who Eto'o was from Mallorca and then went to Barcelona.
Okay.
So he stayed in Barcelona for a long time. They went to Inter Milan.
So there was no massive move necessarily.
Yes. They were earning a lot.
A lot, okay.
But in terms of the transfers.
In terms of the Neymar move.
Yeah, that kind of thing. It just won't happen because, for example, when you have to value the player, Messi will be the most valuable.
Okay.
But in transfer terms, he's not had a massive transfer.
Yeah.
So you can't count him among the most massive transfer. But if Messi should be moving from Barcelona, he will outstrip.
Would he?
2 times, yes, or even 3 times.
Is he still heavily valuable?
Yeah, he's only 30 years, and looking at the way he plays, he can play for 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
And if you have him for 3, 4, 5 years,
so
the probability that he will win you a Champions League 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're saying that his move today would be
the most
more massive than what we've heard.
3 times that of Neymar, I believe.
But if you were to go on transfer, Roland Walker, how much should we value you?
You mean in terms of football terms?
No.
Any other transfer?
Monetary, yes. But you don't play football, do you?
But you and I, you know, we're not expensive. We're not expensive.
Oh my God!
Transfer.
All right, so that's in the dispatch.
That's yes, that's in the dispatch. But we do the daily. The Today newspaper is the last paper we're doing. It says free SHS enrollment hit by hitches. And that's why I keep saying that it depends on the newspaper you're looking at.
No, but the fact is, there's been. Listen, nothing like this on this massive scale can go without challenges.
All right.
So it doesn't matter the newspaper. There have been challenges.
Okay.
Yes.
It's just that the media hasn't been talking about them because I feel that beyond the successes are going to be the telltales and the worries and the depressions that parents and students will have.
So here's what I figured, talking to a few heads. So at this crucial point, especially when government says they've released money, that was last week.
Did they?
Nobody wants to confirm whether it's actually hit the accounts. And they don't want to overshadow what's happening with
negative news.
Okay, you are not optimistic, you're full of negativity. Why are you dwelling on the challenges instead of be positive and look ahead? So from the few interactions that I've had, I figure that even though the heads acknowledge that there are challenges, they want to be positive about it, you know, and nobody wants to be the first, unless maybe Chas. If it comes in the name of the group.
For me, I think that if you say the positives, we'll have 8 over 10. But I think that the 2 over 10 that that is there to talk about.
Yeah.
How do we deal with the problems? And these are certain genuine problems that people have. For example, people have been given placements in schools, one they haven't chosen.
Yeah.
And that's not closer to their abode. They are day students, that kind of thing.
Well,
the more so, there are people too, they have good grades, they've not been placed at all. Some have okay grades, they've not been placed at all.
Yeah.
They've been compelled to make choices, or even no choices at all, from schools that are available or almost not available, or that they wouldn't have made a choice about. That also kind of infringes on that kind of free access to what you want in senior high school.
I get it, but you know that this is life. You don't always get what you want. I know. But there's something else that we're not talking about that perhaps we should have. The message that government gave, that go to school yesterday, 11 September, that was not entirely true. Because you know, Roland, when school reopens and there are fresh students, that's when they get acclimatized. So for instance, you go to the school where you were placed, and then you get a prospectus, and then you go back and go and prepare yourself. But what has happened now, because of the announcement that government gave, is that people are packing their things and on day one, just going to school.
People are taking their trunk, etc.
And just reporting, because that's what the message...
Maybe I went with my dad to Bishop Herman to go and take my prospectus that day. And you know, that time I went, there was virtually almost nobody on the campus, only few people.
Yeah.
And because it was spread over time.
Yes.
Then finally, finally you have your reporting date. Yeah. That's where you have everybody.
Exactly, which is about maybe 2 weeks.
No, 15th.
Or something. So in the middle of the month.
No, just Friday.
No. What I mean is
Friday.
What happens before. So what happened was yesterday, people actually had reported. And so schools had to find food for them and find places for them to sleep.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So the schools were not prepared to say, well, we're admitting students today, but rather we're giving them the prospectus as to what you need to buy, etc. Do you still need to buy? I thought everything was free.
Oh, no. Now I mean, buy your sponge and your soap and your 90... See, that's why, and you have to pick up the book so that you can even learn about the school that you're going. So you know what the school is about, all those details and the things that you have to get. Maybe sometimes you have to get routines. Exactly, before you finally report. But this is the thing, government says, everybody go to school 11 September, and then 11 September is here, and people have actually reported. And you can't ask them to go.
No, you have to let them go back.
How do you do that when people have traveled and come all the way? So maybe going forward, that's also one of the things that we have to seriously correct.
But this is not the first time we're admitting
and the heads are not talking, you see, they are not talking about this. Because if you do, now wahala.
No, but this is not the first time we're admitting students,
No, this is not the first time. But it's just that this is the first time this policy has come into place. So it's become more of, government's directive more like, not necessarily the school itself.
I'm sure from better. I'm sure from next year things should be mainstream.
Yeah, it will get better. I agree.
This is the first
year.
So
so this is it. So there are students in school. Maybe the whole of this week or next week they won't be doing anything.
Actually,
but they've reported.
in 2 weeks they won't be doing anything.
They've reported
because from Friday it will be used to the next week. Will be used to admit students.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Or ideally.
Yeah.
So they may not have prepared. It means that will be increased cost.
Well,
in feeding and all that.
Okay. Yep. Okay, let's quickly do online in the meantime. Some of you are sending us messages, and free SHS is very popular. Still very much like 2 days in a row, if you like. Free SHS, one is what we are witnessing. The government is not sincere with government. With Ghanaians. Okay, did I miss the beginning of your message? Alhaji B in Konongo. I'm going to open that again, but let's quickly do myjoyonline.com. IMF wanted bailout extension. Court, we didn't need it, according to a Deputy Finance Minister, Kweku Kwarteng. Also on the page, health service workers raise concerns over collective agreement implementation. Small-scale miners to hold demonstration over ban. Free SHS, GAS summons school heads for allegedly charging fees. Aha. It started already, eh? The Education Ministry has summoned some heads of senior high schools over claims they are charging fees for exemptions under the free SHS policy.
I don't get it. Which exemptions?
There's so many exemptions, Roland. There are so many things that parents don't have to pay.
Charging for those exemptions.
So the report is that some people. That's why I think Charles was asking for a clear directive as to what can we take, what can we not take, so that if somebody crosses the line, it's the same message from Reverend Dr. Kwabena Opunim Frimpong from some weeks back.
And I think I was listening to or watching the Deputy Minister, Dr. Educhum, because I was asking, for example, we have hostels or perhaps houses in Infantipim that uses air condition.
So who pays for all of that?
Yeah, and that is Infantipim. You want to go to Infantipim, that is Infantipim. They use biogas. Somebody has got to pay for it. Do you know the way it runs? Do you understand me?
Yeah.
So you want to go to Infantipim, and that's the cost for it. But if government says that I have mainstream items that I'm omitting, what about the other added ons that the schools themselves through the PTAs over the period before free SHS have taken on? What do we do? Do we say that you need permission before you charge students?
I get.
Did you get what I mean?
I get it. I guess maybe would this also be cleared over time? I guess it would. Let's move on though. Police question Manasseh over Jospon scandal. The Police Criminal Investigative Department has interrogated JoyNews' Manasseh Azure Awene, the actors behind robbing the Assembly's investigations. And in this photograph, you find the CEO of the Jospon Group in a
hearty pose.
With Manasseh Azure Awene. That's when he visited, that's when he was on the Super Morning Show not too long ago. All right, let's move on. Eko-Fuado charges Ghana Bar Association to support fights against corruption in Galamsey. Assemblies forced to cough up 320 million Ghana cedis for Jospon refuse dam contracts. Covenant Rest's mission holds 20th anniversary celebrations, also another story there. And then you can run through the stories on the page. We also upload videos of our content here on JoyNews, so you can always catch up if you miss anything on television. So that's it for myjoyonline.com. Let's do City FM, Roland.
So we do City FM online. We have other stories there. And the stories quickly, we have to go, Mama V. It says Eko-Fuado launches free SHS today, taking place on West Campus. Old Parliament House design won't change. AESL, Architectural Engineering Services Limited. Free SHS, MPP intentionally left some students behind, according to Minority. Free SHS apologized for snubbing continuing students. We have other stories. We expect free SHS money by next week, according to Charles. Apparently now they don't have it at all. We'll see how that goes. We have other stories there. Let's go to the Africa
page
of the BBC.
Roland, somebody is directing a message to you. Says, Roland, my child got aggregate 15, but still denying her fourth choice. What should I do to get the girl in school?
I have a situation like that on my block, on my lane at home. And just like him or her, the child has not been given any school at all. And subsequently, you're supposed to choose from some of the schools. Some of them are located way.
Yeah. Well, if you can afford, I guess you get the child into a private senior high. And we've been talking so much, I guess we're also missing the point that they are public. They are private senior high schools as well. That's if you can afford to pay the bills, because there's nothing like free SHS. Yeah. So if you can, just put them in a private senior high school.
And so we have the Africa page of the BBC. IS Sinai attack kills 18 Egyptian police, and militants detonated a car bomb next to a convoy near Arash, reportedly destroying 4 vehicles. Africa highlights there. Kenya threatens to impeach rival. Nigeria denies Biafra attack. And then we have Al-Shabaab storms Somalia military base, and free secondary school education in Ghana. It's taking headlines on the page. And then Ivorian have a guy diagnosed with heart problem, and he's a footballer. And the Gambia consider quitting WAFU because the goal that was taken against them while they played Ghana, they said it was a fluke.
Okay, so that's it for the BBC. One last message. This is like a conspiracy theory. Some people intentionally make mistakes on their placement forms because they have protocol connection in some good and first-class schools. They know that once the CCPS, that's a computerized placement system, has placed the word, it becomes difficult to change. So, where is it? So they will intentionally make those mistakes, like a boy selecting a girl's school, that will guarantee possible change so far as he has passed, and they then initiate their connection to the preferred school. I suggest that in future, such students should be made to stay home for a year or two, and these calculated misplacements will stop. Okay, I said it. Michael in Kumasi, the end of the message says conspiracy theory, and yes, it is. Well, it remains a conspiracy theory, but there are genuine mistakes that people make when they are filling those forms. But we're not discounting what you've said to us as well. Well, we've got lots of your messages. We'll read them when we settle down in Nima in a few minutes. Here on the AM show on JoyNews. We're talking enrollment now. That's our theme for today. As schools, basic schools also reopen. We've been talking a lot about free SHS and senior high schools, but the basic schools are also reopening. Our message, our central message today is you don't have to keep a child who is 4 years at home. Really, they must be in school. That's why we're doing enrollment now. Benedict will come up with sport, after which the next time you spot us, it will be in Nima. So if you live in Nima, make sure you join us.
So we'll be there live. So please get interactive. And that'll be it for now.